Okay, so I'm just going to start recording off the top of my head and start explaining things. Starting with the what is going on at behavior post I made. Sorry, I had to scroll up. A lot of the questions I asked were genuine questions. They're basically designed to tackle things involving the workflow at behavior. So hopefully they can maybe deduce and fix the problematic areas that have been causing the issues as of recently. So one of the first things I address is, why are we getting so many map reworks for maps that just recently released? Maps should be releasing in a good state to begin with, and I feel like this is an issue that should be addressed, and QA should be a lot more critical of these type of things. And then I point out the recent flaws in killer designs. So you have the Knight releasing an outright horrible, buggy, and unfun to play with and against state for the general player base, the issues with Skull Merchant, which persisted for such a really long time, as well as the fact that she released the way that she was in the 3-gen meta on top of all else. And then the Xenomorph with his power not really being well telegraphed, and the fact that from the PTB to live, they just made unnecessary changes that no one asked for, and I genuinely mean nobody asked for it, because I've only seen 2 forum posts of people complaining about the Xenomorph feeling sluggish after missing a tail attack. So I'm not sure why they made these changes from PTB to live, especially when only 2 people asked for a change there, and with all the other people asking for the power to be better telegraphed on both ends. I point out the awful issues with pay-to-win and the Shrine of Secrets not really being a good system. This is an issue I have been advocating for literally years, and the only feedback we have gotten is that Behavior has put it in their backlog, and that they're going to eventually get to it sometime in the future. That's all we know. That's fucking stupid. Okay, I'm just going to call it how it is. I know this is going to be harsh, but it's fucking stupid. This game, you have to spend money to purchase. You have to spend over 2,000 hours to get all of the content. Well, all of the non-licensed content for free, and you still have to get the licensed content on top of it. This game takes such a long time to grind through, and Behavior has done nothing to try and fix this grind because it's lining their pockets with money. This should be addressed. And I know Behavior will lose money if they address it, and that's probably why they're reluctant, and I know that's pretty harsh to say, but this is a serious issue. I put film throwing and cosmetics into DLC bundles to inflate DLC prices. They did this with the Nicolas Cage chapter, they did this with the Alien chapter. They need to stop doing this. Especially if there's people that don't care to purchase those outfits. They're either forced to buy the DLC with the outfit or buy orc cells, and either way they're still spending more money than what the original price of the DLC should be. The introduction of the Deep Rift, which is simply just reskins of cosmetics in the Rift that are exclusive to the Deep Rift. So if you don't get them, you're shit out of luck, and it turns a system that's already a slog to get through into an even worse system to get through. And many people have work, they have stuff like college, they cannot afford the time or money to get through this with the way that the Deep Rift is, and the way the Rift is in general. I mean, that's never been addressed. What about using FOMO to inflate sales? Where they keep releasing event cosmetics that cost orc cells, and if you don't get them, you won't see them for an entire year. Versus before, you could access those cosmetics anytime, regardless of the season. I could buy Christmas in the middle of July. I could buy Halloween in the middle of Christmas. It didn't fucking matter. Why are we locking old cosmetics behind a time gate? And furthermore, the events that they have always cut off before the end of the 3-week period, so you'll never have the option to buy them when they release for iridescent shards. You have to wait a full year before you can buy them with iridescent shards. You have the PR stuff that they pulled, where they basically said that P100 cosmetics will never come because they don't want people to feel like they're missing out. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? We all know this is a fucking lie when you specifically use FOMO and lock old cosmetics behind FOMO as well. I would much rather Behavior call it out how it is and just say that they don't want to do it. Just tell us the truth. Because the way that they're lying or the way that they're putting things is very fucking hypocritical. I point out how they have a kill switch, but they don't really use it, or if they do use it, it's often not impactful. The easiest thing I can think of is with the flashlight locker bug. It was completely game breaking, and when they kill switch flashlights, you could still access flashlights through chests. That's a massive oversight that was never even thought of when the system came out. Furthermore, you had to restart your game for the kill switch to be active. If you never restarted your game, you would still have access to all of your flashlights. There's nothing that forced you to restart your game either. And again, I say this from a place of concern. I genuinely care about DBD. I have thousands of hours in the game. I have thousands of posts in the DBD forums. Most of it is being helpful and creating guides, talking over niche topics, being informative. I have, through thick and thin, defended this game through some of its worst possible states. And when I be critical of the issues this game has, I am banned, well, temp banned, and silenced for it. And there's even some people in the replies that even called us out. See, banned for speaking the truth. What a shame. That's people basically saying that it's sad to see. But you have this situation. And because I'm a smaller account on Twitter and on YouTube, I don't really have a social media presence. How am I going to speak out against this? When Dowsey had their Twitch shirts removed, getting their Twitch shirts removed was a slap on the wrist. And what they did was arguably worse than what I did because I just focused on Behavior as a corporation, as a company. I didn't focus on a specific person. Dowsey has his Twitch shirts removed. That's it. He doesn't get temp banned. He doesn't get silenced on his platforms. That's it. But me, I get this. I get silenced. I don't think that's okay, and honestly, I'm probably just going to take a break from the game. I'm going to take a break from the forums. I don't think I can really financially support a company that thinks it's okay to silence criticism, especially when a lot of this is valid criticism. Behavior has been fucking up a lot lately, and I think something needs to change. Because I don't want this game to go downhill. I want it to succeed. I want the game to be good. I want the community to be happy. Even though I know achieving that is basically impossible because DBD Twitter will be DBD Twitter. And I had to essentially sit here and I can't speak out against this. At least not on the DBD forums. I can't talk about how this is an issue. I didn't even get an email. Okay, probably gonna end up cutting this out, censoring it, but this is my personal email. I use this for, personal stuff. There's nothing in here from Dead by Daylight. In fact, if we type in Dead by Daylight. Look at this. The last thing I had received was on September 6th. When I found out I was temp banned from the DBD forums, was me coming back to my room after 6 hours in the studio, after 2 hours of art history lectures, logging on to see that I've been, temp banned after a long ass day of work. Fucking A.